Welcome to Mr. Fright Nights, where nightmares come to life. If you love bone-chilling, immersive horror stories that feel real, stories that linger long after the last word, then you're in the right place. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Now, dim the lights, put on your headphones, and prepare yourself. Tonight's horror begins now. I'm Elena Samuels, 30, single, sarcastic, because it's the only armor I've got. Tonight, I'm huddled on the edge of my porcelain bathtub, warm water thundering against the shower curtain. I'm supposed to be scrubbing off city grime from a day full of letdowns, but my pulse has hammered out a frantic beat. I've been avoiding turning the shower off because the rhythmic splatters mask whatever I might hear if the water falls silent. I don't trust my ears anymore. Not since last week, when I caught a shape gliding behind the shower curtain. I thought, stop being paranoid, Elena. The building's pipes rattle, steam condenses, shadows shift, but that shape was far too solid. I'd flung the curtain open, heart spiking. Nothing but the tile and my reflection in the faucet. Tonight, I considered wearing goggles, like I'm going snorkeling, so I wouldn't have to close my eyes if shampoo dripped over them. That's my newest fear. The moment I blink, it might slip closer. I can feel a presence pinned to the other side of the curtain, waiting for a second of blindness. It's gotten so bad that I've taken to washing my hair in segments, never lathering my entire scalp at once. Ridiculous. But fear seldom cares about rationality. Maybe it started with the incident in my bedroom. My bed's been squeaking for weeks, like an ancient coffin that wants to reveal secrets. Every time I shift my weight, it's as if there's another presence shifting with me. I've hammered nails into the bed frame, replaced the slats, but it still moans. I try to laugh it off. Just my love life, sagging under the weight of my regrets. But it's more than that. Last night, I could have sworn the bed tilted to the right, yanking me awake with an invisible swirl of tension beneath the mattress. And then there's my bathroom mirror. That greasy sheet of reflective glass above the sink. I can't stop seeing flickers, an eye blinking just a fraction of a second too late, or a mouth curling into a grin that isn't mine. Maybe it's the neon sign from the liquor store, outside, throwing weird illusions. But illusions don't typically whisper my name. As I finally step under the shower spray, I tell myself I'll be quick. Rinse, shut it off, and get out. Yet the moment hot water drenches my hair, my eyes reflexively flutter closed. Panic seizes me. My scalp feels too exposed. I swear a cold current brushes the back of my neck. I force my eyes open, soap burning as I blink furiously. The shower, curtain wavers. I tense. It's time to end this. I slap the faucet to off, snatch the curtain aside, and nothing. No intruder. Just me, naked, shaking, and alone. A single leftover drip echoes in the tub. Plink. That's my heart tapping out. Warnings, rubbing my face. I realize I'm just as washed out as the rest of this dingy apartment. I step onto the bath mat, trembling with every drip that slides down my spine. This is all in my head, right? But as I reach for the towel, a wet footprint stains the tile behind me. And it's definitely too large to be mine. My apartment has the personality of a cardboard box. Bare walls, a single overhead bulb that flickers whenever the upstairs neighbor flushes the toilet. I didn't have a choice when I moved here. Rent was cheap, and I was too broke to be picky. Clutching the towel around my chest, I stumble into the bedroom, mindful of the footprints that seem to materialize behind me. I glance over my shoulder. Gone. The tile is dry now. No trace remains. I should feel relieved, but it unsettles me more than if the footprint had stayed. At least that would confirm I'm not losing my mind. My bed creaks in greeting, A single lamp casts a feeble glow against chipped wallpaper. Angels or cherubs or something whimsical used to decorate these walls. Now they're just peeling faces, and they look more like mocking gargoyles than reassuring guardians. I lie down gingerly, half ready for the bed frame's moan. My breath hitches when it wails like a hinged coffin. I stifle a hysterical laugh, my only defense. "You would protest, cheap piece of junk," I grumble. It's not lost on me that I'm complaining to a mattress. My sense of normalcy is unraveling. As I position myself on the pillow, I realize the door to my bedroom is slightly ajar. Again, I always shut it. I swear I do. The hallway beyond is a dark corridor lit only by the glow from the living room. Lamp leaves a slice of illumination cutting across the floor, right to my bed's footboard, and in that slice of light, dust motes swirl. I attempt to ignore the tension clutching my ribs, pulling the comforter up to my chin. Sleep has been a nightly negotiation of fear versus exhaustion, and I am exhausted. My eyes droop. Just a second. Let me rest. Crunch. Instantly, I'm bolt upright, heart galloping. That was not a bed squeak. It sounded like paper or a plastic bag. Searching the blankets, I find nothing. A quick check under the bed reveals only gloom. So I lie back once more, hugging my pillow like a lifeline. I'll attributing the noise to the building's ancient bones. A draft, maybe. But logic rings hollow when every nerve in my body screams someone else is in here with me. The door's gap beckons, as if it's waiting for me to flutter asleep so it can drift open a bit more. God, I hate this place. Eventually, exhaustion pins me down. My eyelids droop, but just before sleep clutches me, the bed gives a long, slithering groan, like a deep exhale from something that's been patiently waiting for me to let my guard down. That final sound follows me into my nightmare. I wake to the worst dream hangover imaginable. My heart reels from fresh images, standing in front of my bathroom mirror, seeing my reflection do something entirely different from what I'm doing. In the dream, I tried to scream. My reflection didn't. Instead, it just kept grinning. Eyes gritty with half-slept fear, I shuffle out of bed. The bedroom door is fully open. Strange. I remember it just being slightly ajar. A sense of violation blooms in my chest. Did I open it in my sleep? Or did someone else? Caffeine. That's my first priority. My feet glide over the floor, leading me to the kitchen. My routine used to be so normal. Brew coffee, check my phone, dread the day. Now I keep scanning corners, half certain I'll see a phantom shape watching from the shadows. While the coffee machine burps and drips, I drift toward the bathroom. The door is shut, the fan off. Did I leave it like that? Unsure, I press my ear to the cheap wood. Quiet. My reflection could be waiting, but it's not like I can avoid mirrors forever. Summoning what little courage I have, I open the door. Everything looks normal. Cheap tile, slight mildew smell from the shower curtain, a tacky bath mat. The mirror is a rectangular monstrosity, chipped at the corners from previous tenants. I approach carefully, meeting my own gaze in the smudged surface. My black hair is a tangled mess, and I look paler than usual. But my reflection moves when I move, perfectly synced. Maybe last night's dream was just leftover anxiety. I blow out a breath. Relief. Then it happens. My reflection lags. It's so slight. I almost convince myself it's a trick of the overhead light. But no, there's a fraction of a delay. My eyes blink, and the version of me in the mirror is just a microsecond behind, fighting to catch up. I yelp and jerk back, nearly stumbling over the bath mat. The mirror. Elena's eyes widen with confusion, slightly after mine. I fumble for my phone, intending to record this bizarre phenomenon. But as soon as the camera is pointed at the mirror, my reflection is back to normal, recording me the same way I'm recording it. My skin crawls. Exiting the bathroom, I slam the door. My heart thrashes in my chest as a million unanswerable questions swirl. The coffee machine sputters to signal it's done, but the bitter smell does nothing to calm me. I need to talk to somebody. But who would believe me? People already think I'm dramatic. Elena's always been a little high-strung, they say. Screw them. I have to figure this out alone. I phone my best friend, Tilda, but it goes straight to voicemail. Probably at work. No sense leaving a half-baked rant. Hey, Tilda, I think my reflection might be watching me independently, and my bed moans like it's possessed. Not exactly casual conversation. To keep from losing it, I decide to tidy up. My mother always said, when your mind's a mess, clean your surroundings. So I strip the sheets from my bed, half joking I'll find a rotting corpse crammed in the box spring. Instead, I uncover dust bunnies and a battered cardboard box of letters I never opened from an ex. Typical. With fresh sheets in hand, I test the bed frame's stability. I press down on a corner. It shrieks. Great. The wooden slats are splintered in places. Maybe that's the real culprit. But no matter how I shift the weight, the squeaks and groans echo in a pattern that sounds unnervingly alive. Sweat beads on my forehead. I get the creeping feeling that fixing the frame is pointless. Even if I buy a brand new bed, the thing that moans at night isn't going anywhere. Anxiety blooms in my stomach, like rancid acid simmering at the edges of my ribs. Suddenly, a loud crack splits the air. I whirl around. The bedroom door slammed itself shut. My windows aren't even open. There's no draft. My knees quake. Then I hear the fan in the bathroom sputter to life. By itself. Nope. I fling the laundry hamper aside, reeling backward until I spot my phone on the dresser. Fingers fumbling, I open the voice recorder app. If anything's messing with me, maybe I can catch audio proof. Summoning my shaky courage, I push the door open and creep into the hallway. The bathroom door is once again wide open, the overhead fan grinding like it's on its last legs. A steady drip from the shower head resonates, though I turned the faucet off hours ago. Water trickles down, swirl after swirl. My skin feels too tight. My reflection is waiting in there. I step over the threshold, phone poised. This is Elena Samuels, I say, voice cracking. I'm recording it. But my words vanish. My phone's screen flickers. The app closes on its own. I try to reopen it, and my phone just restarts. Something, or someone, doesn't want me capturing evidence. As evening approaches, I'm perched on my couch attempting to block out the day's terrors with a mindless game on my phone. Subconsciously, though, I keep glancing at my bedroom door. Sunset's glow highlights the corridor, making the door stand out in sharper contrast. So far, it's stayed firmly shut, but I'm sure that'll change once darkness rolls in. At 9 p.m., I muster the nerve to investigate the hallway. I've left every light on, trying to chase away shadows. But the second I step onto the squeaky floorboards, the overhead bulb flickers. Of course. The hallway recedes into partial gloom. My doorknob is ice cold under my hand. I grip it, test it. Locked. Good. If it opens, it'll confirm something truly messed up is happening. I retreat to the kitchen, rummage for anything that might calm my nerves. Whiskey, maybe. I find a half-empty bottle in the fridge, left from a humiliating Tinder date that ended with me crying about my ex. I take a swig, ignoring the burn. My reflection in the microwave door is distorted by the metal surface, but I swear I see a slight grin. Stop looking at your reflection everywhere, Elena. That's a guaranteed route to Paranoia City. By 11 p.m., I slump onto the couch, deciding maybe I'll sleep here tonight. Keep the bedroom locked. The living room TV casts flickering colors across the floor. Typically, I'd watch a horror flick to remind myself how contrived these scares are. But everything's too raw now. Midnight creeps up. My eyelids get heavy. My plan is to stay awake, but the day's tension weighs me down. I doze off, lulled by the television's soft murmur. Sometime later, I jolt up to a whisper so faint I can't tell if it's real or a leftover dream. The TV is off. I didn't touch the remote. No hum from the fridge. No city sounds. Dead calm. Moonlight spills through the window, illuminating a figure in the hallway. Wait. My spine stiffens. The bedroom door is halfway open. There's a wedge of darkness inside the room, and in front of it, a shape? My heartbeat thrashes like a caged thing. I scramble for the lamp. Click, click, click. No light. The lamp is unresponsive. By the time my eyes adjust, the door is fully open. No shape remains. Did I imagine it? Probably. Possibly. I forcibly exhale, realizing I'm damp with sweat. Another sleepless night in this cursed apartment, courtesy of fear that I can't shake. Morning arrives, and with it, a hollow relief. My phone buzzes, a text from Tilda. Hey, got your voicemail. Are you doing okay? You sounded weird. Want to grab coffee soon? I guess I must have left her some rambling message in the middle of last night's delirium. I type back a half-truth, claiming I'm stressed about my job. No mention of phantom door openings or rebellious reflections. The day slogs forward without incident. No moaning bed, no trippy mirrors, no footprints materializing behind me. By the time I'm ready for a late afternoon shower, I almost convince myself everything was just anxiety. Gotta keep it together, Elena. I let the water heat, stepping into the tub with cautious optimism. The bathroom's fan rattles overhead, but at least it's consistent. Steam fills the air. I close my eyes. My scalp tingles with the memory of unseen fingers brushing me. No, not real. As I shampoo, a fresh wave of dread sneaks up my spine. There's a minimal gap between the shower curtain and the wall. Through that gap, my reflection might be watching, if the mirror is angled just right. Don't be ridiculous, I chide. My eyes remain open anyway. I let the water rinse, forcing myself to stay calm. A sudden thump. Behind the curtain. I yelp, flinging the curtain aside. The bathroom is empty. The mirror stands silent, coated with condensation. My reflection is a blurry silhouette, but I swear it's moving its arms differently. I step close, letting the droplets roll off my shoulders. Through the haze of steam, my reflection's head tilts, examining me. It's me, yes, but the angle is off. My actual head is barely moved. My stomach clenches. Right now, with the mirror fogged, I see only the faintest suggestion of a figure. A random flicker of misaligned movement, I tell myself. Gotta be the steam. I gather my courage, wipe the glass with a trembling hand. Face to face with my reflection, it's normal again. My lips white with tension, I back away, shutting the fan off. The sudden quiet is jarring. I can't help feeling that this calm spells trouble for tonight, especially if I try to sleep in that bed again. That evening, Tilda finally calls on her way home from work. I pour out half-truths, describing strange noises in the apartment. I skip the possessed mirror revelation. She suggests I'm letting the stress of living alone get to me. Seriously, Elena, you gotta get out once in a while. Come crash at mine if you're scared. I consider it. But a stubborn part of me doesn't want to abandon my place. I can't let fear bulldoze my life. I'll push through. Tilda says she'll swing by tomorrow for moral support. Good. Maybe a real, solid friend will anchor me back to reality. Night falls, and with it, the same pit in my stomach. I lock the bedroom door from the inside, using an old chain I installed. My bedframe moans a greeting as I sit down, But tonight, I won't pass out so easily. I have set my phone to record propped against the lamp. If the bed moans or something creeps in, maybe I'll catch a sign. For hours, there's nothing. My eyelids droop. I pinch myself to stay awake. Then, sometime after 2 a.m., from the corridor, knock, knock, knock. I jolt upright. 3 soft taps on my door. My heart seizes. Could it be a neighbor? No one visits me, especially not in the middle of the night. Without turning the lights on, I tiptoe to the door. The chain is secure. "Who's there?" I whisper, adrenaline tearing through me. No response, only the hush of the empty hallway. Then, a faint scrape, as though fingernails trail along the door frame. My knees quake. I consider calling 911, but what do I say? "Yes, officer, I hear a weird scraping." They dismiss it as a random building noise. Summoning whatever vestige of bravery I can, I inch the door open a crack, the chain still latched. Empty hallway. The overhead light flickers. No intruder, no footprints. But the door to the bathroom is open. I must have shut it earlier. As I stick my head out to investigate, something breathes behind me. I slam the bedroom door, pressing my back against it. My phone's camera picked up nothing, but my terrified face shining in the faint glow. Slowly, the bedframe emits a pained groan, as if acknowledging the tension. I sink to the floor, pinned by dread. I realize, with stinging clarity, this thing, whatever it is, has me exactly where it wants me. I must have blacked out at some point. Stress-induced exhaustion. I wake to my phone ringing. Daylight spills in. I answer, voice raw. It's Tilda. "I'm coming over in an hour, okay?" She must sense the fracture in my usual sarcasm. Sit tight. I scramble to shower quickly, ignoring every goosebump that erupts under the water's spray. The mirror remains steamy. I skip wiping it down. No need to risk it. Hurrying to dress, I keep telling myself Tilda will bring logic. Then I'll know if these events are real or if I'm having a meltdown. Right as I tug on my jeans, I notice my bed. The covers have shifted, like someone sat on the corner while I was in the shower. There's an indentation. I step closer. Heart pounding. It's wide, as though a large figure pressed down on the mattress. The strangest detail, the bed hasn't made a single squeak since I woke up. Eerie calm. I trace my fingertips over the dented fabric. It's lukewarm. Someone was literally just here. Tilda arrives, chatty as ever, but her voice falters the moment she steps inside my bedroom. "Wow, you've got a vibe in here," she mutters, uneasy. She lifts a hand, as if she feels a draft, but the windows are locked tight. I lead her around, explaining about the weird door, the footprints that vanished, the moaning bed. She tests the bed herself. At first it squeaks as expected, but after a minute, it goes quiet. She raises an eyebrow. That's strange, like it's losing squeak when you want me to hear it. We reach the mirror. I'm shaking, but Tilda just shrugs. Looks normal, maybe a little dirty. She cleans a smudge with her sleeve. Then a flicker crosses her face. Huh, that's weird. Our reflections just... Did you see that? My pulse spikes. Yes. What did you see? But she shakes her head. Not sure. Probably the lights. Let's not freak out. She tries to laugh it off. I watch the tension in her shoulders betray her forced calm. When Tilda finally heads to the bathroom, I wait outside, anxiety gnawing me. She emerges pale, avoiding eye contact. "Hey, Elena, maybe you were right about everything. Let's talk in the living room." I follow, feeling vindicated and terrified at once. Finally, someone else sees it too. We camp out in the living room, the overhead light blazing. Tilda's hands tremble around her coffee mug. She urges me to consider leaving for a while, let the landlord handle repairs. But part of me knows there's no plumber or handyman who can fix a superimposed reflection or a bed that moans like it's alive. My utter meltdown is lurking just under the surface. This place, it's not normal, Tilda whispers. Something's messing with your mind. Our minds. Let's go, pack a bag. I rush to gather essentials, but the moment I open my bedroom door, a wave of stale air hits me. The lights flicker. My reflection in the dresser mirror is waiting, like an unwanted silhouette. Tilda stands behind me, a shaky presence. Am I imagining that the reflection in the mirror is smiling, while we stand here open-mouthed? I step inside, determined to get my phone charger. Tilda lingers by the threshold. The bed releases a rusty moan as I approach. Goosebumps prickle up my spine. I'm not sleeping here another night, I vow, stuffing clothes into a backpack. Tilda hovered near the door, telling me to hurry. Her anxiety bleeds into my own. But as I zip the bag, the door behind Tilda slams shut, hitting her in the back. She shrieks, stumbling forward. I drop everything and rush to pry it open, but the knob won't budge. Tilda, help me. I yank the door. It's stuck, as if welded to the frame. Then Tilda gasps, pointing at the bed. The indentation returns. Someone is invisible, sitting right in front of us, pressing the mattress. The bed croaks under invisible weight. Tilda screams. I feel my throat close with primal terror. I lunge at the door, pounding it. Let us out. The lights flicker so rapidly the room seems to strobe. I sense a presence nearing. The mirror on the dresser rattles, jarring against the wood. In broken glimpses, I see my reflection crawling out of the furniture. That can't be real. My mind must be short-circuiting. Tilda is sobbing, clawing at the doorknob. Then everything plunges into darkness. When the light returns, if we can call it that, it's a sickly yellow glow from the ceiling. Tilda is huddled by the wall, panting, tears streaking her cheeks. I stand near the bed, or where the bed should be. At first, I can't see it in the gloom. It's only a hulking shape, as if half sunk into the floor. The bedroom door is ajar. Something has let us go, or wants us to think it has. I glance at Tilda, who nods frantically. We bolt for the opening side by side, but before we make it out, the mirror on the dresser snags my gaze. My reflection stands there, absolutely still, arms at its sides. I'm still rushing forward. So how is my reflection not moving? I freeze. Tilda, I whisper, voice shaking. She sees it too. The reflection that refuses to mimic me. A slow grin curls across that mirrored Elena, a grin that barely fits on a human face. Tilda tugs on my arm, practically begging me to ignore it. But I can't. Because from behind that reflection, something else emerges. A second shape, bigger, overshadowing the first. It envelops my reflection, as if swallowing her entire form. Then the mirror cracks from inside, spiderwebbing shards across my reflection's face. The overhead light sputters again. I jerk free from Tilda's grip, stumbling into the hall. We have to leave right now. She's already heading for the front door, fumbling with keys. The apartment hallway is mercifully empty. No footprints, no moans. My own breath echoes in my ears. We burst onto the street. Dawn light is creeping up, brushing the buildings with gentle color. Relief slams into me like a wave. We half run to Tilda's car, hearts pounding. I jump in, scraping my knee on the door frame, not caring about the sting. But as I slam the passenger door, I catch my reflection in the side view mirror. It stares back with an expression of triumph. There's no lag, no delay. It's me, matching me exactly. But I see the glimmer of something behind my eyes that I never noticed before, like a newly acquired passenger riding inside my own mind. We peel away from the curb, leaving that cursed apartment behind. Yet a nauseating certainty knots my gut. I'm taking it with me. Because now, day or night, I feel that presence in every reflective surface I pass. Store windows, puddles, on the pavement, even Tilda's tinted car windows. A quiet shift, a second heartbeat, some intangible inhabitant that moans when I try to sleep, creeps closer when I close my eyes in the shower, and leaves the door slightly open as if to say, I'm still here. And I realize, with cold finality, that the horror isn't confined to that apartment. It's waking inside me. I might have escaped the building, but I can't outrun my own reflection, or whatever has replaced it. You made it to the end, but are you sure the story's over? Some things have a way of sticking with you, creeping back in when you least expect it. If you want more nightmares, there's another story waiting for you right here. But don't say I didn't warn you. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what would you have done differently? Or maybe the better question is, what would you do if this ever happened to you? Subscribe if you haven't already. Just don't blame me when you start sleeping with the lights on.